Hello and welcome to BIUST FD session, part 1. I'm your host, Desmond Munyate. I'm with Mr. Timothy Mulenga. I'll be taking you through part 1 of the session, which is how to calculate your GPA. This is how it goes. GPA, which is grade point average, is calculated by summing your credit times your grade points for each module and dividing that by the summation of credit. Credit, you will find it in your registration form, or your lecturers will tell you about it. So for mathematics, your credit is 4, physics 4, just like that. And your total credit will be 21. That is the summation of the total credit. And grade point is what is obtained from the grade that you have obtained after the final mark that you obtained from your exam and your CA. Right now, as we stand, because you have finished your semester, you have your CA for each module that has been calculated based on the activities that you have done during the semester. As you could see, we have student X, and he has obtained the following CA percentages. Out of 40, student X obtained 31.4. Out of 40 for physics, he also obtained 26.9. And in comp, out of 40, he obtained 36.95. And out of 50 for ALSS, he obtained 32.85. And based on that, you are going to write your exam. And we are assuming that if student X obtained this, and in the examination you obtained 78, you convert that 78 to out of 60. So this is how you do it. If you have 78, you are going to say 78 out of 100 times the total that is left, because the total percentage is supposed to be 100%. You have already obtained 40% as attributed to CA. And for the exam mark, that means you are going, your exam takes 60% of the total mark or the final mark. So based on that, you are going to take the exam mark that you obtained, and it's 78 out of 100, and you're going to multiply that by 60, and it's going to give you 46.8. And from 46.8, you're going to take that exam mark and add it to the CA mark, and it's going to give you 8 plus 4, that's 2, carry 1, that's going to give you 8, and 4 plus 3, that's 78.2. That means your final mark is going to be 78.2, and this is what you have obtained here. And based on this mark, you are going to look to use the GP conversion table to see where your marks are, what's your grade point. So the grade point system that we are using is 5.0 grade point. And the 5.0 grade point means that if you get 90 plus, you have A plus, and your grade point is 5.0. And you go down until 0 to 34.9, which is 0. And our pass mark is here in BIUST. That means if you got 50%, you have C minus, and your grade point is 2.0. So based on the grade point that for mathematics, that means your final mark combining your CA and your exam mark gave you 78.2, and 78.2 falls in this bracket. That because it's 75 to 79.9, that means 78.2 is within this bracket. That means your grade is B plus, and your grade point is 4.5. And your grade point is going to be taken and multiplied. As you see, your grade point is 4.5, obtained from the GP conversion table or grade point conversion table. So you are going to multiply your grade point with your credit. So GP times credit is 4.5 times 4, this gives you 18. The same process happens for physics, chemistry, biology, and let's take another example for computer, which is Comp 101. So for Comp 101, you have your CA as whatever that could be. But for student X, he has his CA as 36 30.95 out of 40. That means the same thing happened. The final mark is supposed to be 100%, but the CA already took 40% of the final mark. That means exam is going to take 60% of the final mark. So if the exam takes 60% of the final mark, the same process repeats itself in finding the percentage of the exam in the final mark, which is going to be a 91%. The exam percentage that you have obtained as in your paper. Let's say the exam was out of 100 and you got 91 out of 100. That is 91% out of 100. But the exam contributes 60% to the final mark. That means you are going to say 90%, 100 times 60%, because this is the percentage that the final mark, the exam contributes to the final mark. And this is going to be 45.5, as you could see here. And then if you take this 45.5, it's for exam. So you're going to add it to CA, which is 36.95. And adding the 2, you're going to have 5, 4, 1, 2, 1, 82.45 as your final mark. And this 82.45 is your final mark for Comp 101. So what you're going to do, you're going to take this mark and come to the GP conversion table. And 82.45 falls in this bracket. So because you see it's 82 to 84.5, so that means 82.45 falls in this bracket. So your grade is A minus, and your grade point is going to be 4.7. So you take this grade point and you come here, it's 4.7. How many credits for Comp 101? It's 3 credits. So you're going to take this times this, and it's going to give you 14.1. That means you're going to have the list of grade points times credit for each module, math, physics, chem, until ALSS. So what you're going to do is you're going to add this grade point times credit. You're going to add it 18 plus 14 plus 18.8 plus 10 plus 14.1 plus 6, which is the summation of this GP times credit. Do not find yourself adding the grade point and multiplying that by the credit. No, you should firstly multiply the grade point times the credit and make the summation of this. So at the end of the day, the summation of this is going to give you 80.9. Then from 80.9, this is the summation of credit times grade point. This is the summation of credit times grade point. And from that, you have the summation of credit given here. The summation of credit given here. Because you sum 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, it gave you 21. Same thing that happened here. So that means at the end of the day, you are going to have 80.9 over 21. And this is how you are going to obtain your GPA. And this is going to be 80.9 divided by 21, which is going to be 3.85.